Alrighty, hey you guys, it's me Elise and welcome back to my channel. This is like my third time trying to film this, but basically I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So today's topic on the video is gonna be basically things that we should just stop doing to trans people, just things that we should stop doing to trans people in general. These are things that have been like bothering me. These are things that I've dealt with in past experience, and it's things that I'm just really tired of and I'm really annoyed by. So we're going to be jumping straight into that in today's video. So stay tuned if you want to see or hear more about what I'm talking about. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and follow me on all my social medias, and I'll have them linked down below. Okay, so the first topic that I have on my paper written down here is the dehumanizing of trans people. And the reason why this is like number one, I feel like it's not the first thing, and it's like also one of the most important things, is because when you dehumanize someone or something, it like you no longer treat it with like respect or just anything that you would treat a human with. I don't think that a lot of people view trans people as people. It's kind of like in the sense of when you think of a celebrity, people don't really think of celebrities as humans all the time, or when they meet them, they're not really thinking like, oh, this person is still a person. They may have boundaries, they may have things that they don't want to talk about, and I should treat them in this manner as I would anybody else. Like, it's kind of the same thing as that. Like, when people talk to trans people, they're like conscious of how you should speak to any other human. It kind of just goes like out the window. So I feel like it's important that the media doesn't depict trans people like one way, or make us out to be like these people who are just so open and carefree, because we're not all that way. Like, we all don't want to sit around and answer everybody's questions. We all don't want to be asked what we have going on in between our legs. And really, that question right there alone, like, oh, so did you get the surgery? What did you have done? Like, that question alone is just annoying, because it's awkward, it's really uncomfortable, and it's like almost a perverted question if you think about it. Like, you're asking somebody about their private parts. Like, if you're not on that level of friendship, you guys are cool and you guys are on that level, or the person has brought it up to you and made it okay for like discussion, please don't go up to a trans person upon just meeting them or just talking to them in public and asking them what have they had done, because it's really none of your business and it's tacky. So that's number one. So also, dehumanizing trans people also doesn't give people the I don't know, how do you say, like, the instinct, I guess, to protect them, because, especially like with trans children, like our trans kids, like growing up, they're confused, this and that, and people, instead of helping them or helping navigate them or showing them different options, people are ridiculing them and, and making them feel shameful. And this also leads to more trauma that they have growing up, more insecurities, and can make for a negative adult growing up, or a really bad adult growing up. So these are things that I just feel like need to be more talked about and more understood, that trans people are humans. You must treat them with the same respect. You must be mindful what you were saying to people. You must think twice before speaking, think before you act, because it also reflects who you are as a person. So if you aren't, being mindful, it just goes to show that you're not a mindful person, and you're also like not a respectful person, and you come off as ignorant. So just be aware. That's number one. Number two is DL men. I have had a few incidents recently, not with men that I'm dealing with in particular, because I don't personally deal with DL men. Like, I just don't at all. It's not my thing. It's not something that I'm comfortable with. I feel like it's just dangerous, and it's just really an unnecessary headache. So I just don't deal with anyone who can't be seen out in the open with me, or who's not fully, you know, aware of themselves. And it's kind of like this tweet that I seen the lovely Miss India Moore say, like, dear men with brave penises and fearful hearts, like, you guys are so, if there's a man watching this and you're a DL, whatever, you need to grow up. Like, and you're worried what people think about you. I know it's not always easy, and it's not this thing that, is just easy to do. Trust me, I know. But it's just the fact of don't involve anyone else. Don't do malicious things to trans women, or don't go out and try to hurt trans women because somebody found out that you guys talk to each other. If anything, you should just be try that should give you opportunity to be more honest. Don't involve other people in your battle, in your self conflict. Like, that's not okay. That's the problem that I have with not trans, DL men. They they become, it's kind of like a selfish thing. They want to try, they want to experiment, and all stuff. And trans women, we're not an experiment. We're not here to socialize, and we're not, you know, we're not here just to be an experience. We're not here just to, be this one night thing that somebody tried to see if they like it or not. Like, no, we're actually here. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And not saying that you can't, because some trans women don't mind. It depends on what you want and who you are and where you are in your life and what you're looking for. That's fine. But I'm just saying, the treatment of, make sure, to any other guy, treat a trans woman as any other girl. Don't treat her off the bat like, oh, I'm just trying to experiment and that's it, because that makes you like a bad person. So, and also, I hear this thing I hate when guys say oh, I heard trans girls are good at this and this and that and this and that because I heard this and that. I'm like, where are you hearing this from? Who told you this? Who are you getting this information from? Because we're not all the same. Just because she does oral sex doesn't mean I do. So don't bring that up to me about, because I heard trans women are real good at this, or they're good in bed and this and that, because that's just, it's ignorant and it's rude. It's kind of like me saying oh, well, I heard all black girls is this way, and I heard all white girls can do this, and I heard that it's it's the same thing. So it's these stereotypes that, that we have to let go. And I think that stereotypes, along with trans women, we have to let go. Even along with any other race, any other girl, stereotypes must be let go. So, that's pretty much what I have to say about DL man. But onto a kind of a story time, not a story time, but a situation that I was in. How do I tell this but not tell it? Anyway, so it's whatever. But if I did this job that, this modeling job, and it was me and another model. We were asked to take pictures with this photographer, so we did. And, long story short, we get done with the photo shoot. It turns out great. The pictures, they look very intimate. They look very, they have a lot of sexual chemistry in the photos. So not anything pornographic or anything like that. It's done in a very tasteful, classy way, but it just looks a very classy, provocative picture. So the picture has been posted for months, this and that. It looks, likes and stuff like that. Then recently I've had I get a text message from the model who I modeled with, the guy, and he's like, can you take the picture down, because I have no problem with you or your sexual orientation, but I just want the picture down because, that doesn't represent me, and I didn't know you were trans, and you should have told me out of respect that you were trans. This leads into a whole nother topic, because, first of all, my sexual orientation has nothing to do with me being trans. Let's start there. It has nothing to do with me being trans. It has nothing to do with my sexuality. It's literally just my appearance and who I present as. So, those two don't meet. So, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. For 2, that was a job. And for 3, I was asked by you and the photographers to be in the shoot. And then for 4th reason, I don't have to disclose that I'm trans with anyone. Whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm pursuing, that's whatever I present to you, that's what I am. And that's another thing I think that people need to realize with trans people. Don't go around asking trans people, oh, what's your real name? So are you so you're a boy, really? No, whatever I present to you that's what it is. Don't, oh, I wasn't sure. If somebody's standing there looking like this, I think your best bet would be to announce them by the pronoun that they most look like. And if they correct you, then go for that. But, or if you're just completely not sure, just say them or they as a general everybody type pronoun or something. So I just feel it's just some of these things that people need to be more aware of. Like, he's saying like, oh, I should have told him, but I don't owe like my identity to disclose my past or things that I've been through. Like, these things, I don't have to disclose these to you. And I feel like everybody has like this entitlement when it comes to trans people. Like, we have to tell you what we had done. We have to tell you that we're trans. We have to tell you our backstory, when that's not the case. Not all of us wants to say it. Like, not everybody wants to get on YouTube and, share their stories, share their experiences. Not everybody wants to say that they are on Instagram. Some people want to just transition and be left alone and never even talk about it again. And that's fine, because it's your choice and it's your life. Nobody has to really disclose who they are or their past or what they've been through, because it's none of your business. Now, if you're in a relationship or whatever type of situation where it's, sexual, you're serious, anything, then maybe that's between you and your partner, how you guys go about it then. But just the fact of people feeling entitled to your story and to know your truth is ridiculous. Like, even with the whole Nikki Tutorials thing, like, somebody blackmailing her for her truth is just another example of the entitlement that people feel they have over trans people to share their story, or that people have to know you're lying to people, you're not telling the truth. Like, this isn't a lie. I didn't know that I had to, explain myself every time. Like, no, that wasn't the point of me transitioning. Like, no, it's not a lie. This is my truth. The lie was what I stepped out of, was my past. That was the lie. This is the truth. So I just think that is just another example of this entitlement that people have to know trans people's truth, with is really not any of your business. So next, I want to talk about discrimination. Discrimination is really real right now for trans people, especially young African American trans girls, because we're being like killed in the streets. And people always want to be like, oh well, it's plenty of black people, black men getting killed in the streets. They're getting killed every day, and there's people getting killed everywhere. But none of these people are being killed because of who they are. None of these people are minding their business and, walking down the street, and, a guy's catcalling you and this and that. And once he discovers that you're trans, him and his friends are jumping you, and now you've been killed. So these things aren't happening because of who you are. And if anything, black people should be more understanding, because we have already been through that. We have been, criminalized because of our skin color and who we are, and harassed walking down the street because of simply our existence. So if anything, I think that black people should be more compassionate and more understanding of where trans people, or even people in the LGBT community are coming from, period. Black people say that our fight is different. Like, oh, like, this is a different fight. This has nothing to do with us. True, but it does, because once you allow one person to be discriminated against, you allow all of us to be discriminated against. Because at the end of the day, the same way that they're not here for us, they're not here for you. So we all have the same enemy. We have a common enemy. Like, it's the same person. We are all fighting the same enemy. So instead of fighting each other, like, we should be rallying up to stand up for everyone. Because at the end of the day, if we don't get saved, you don't get saved. And that's just the truth. Because the oppression of one people is going to be the oppression of all people. So I just feel like discrimination is real. I feel like discrimination needs to be talked about, really, especially in our black community, because the black community, we and LGBT people, we are both minorities. Like, that is just plain and simple. We're both minorities. We all, like, are here, and we all have, like, are on the same common fighting ground. Like, it's all the same, fighting a battle up this steep hill. So it's all the same thing. And I feel like, it's really just this air of, oh, I'm better than you. I've been told, like, well, we're not better than them, white people, but we're better than you people, you LGBT people. Like, and it doesn't work that way. Like, we're all people and humans at the end of the day. Yeah, and next I want to talk about just rude people. Especially, like, for my cis women, don't do things like, and I think this also reflects women as, like, who how they feel about themselves, and we'll get into that in a minute. But cis women, don't try to out, like, a trans woman in front of a group of men or something to make her feel better, or, oh, I had no idea you were trans, or something like that, because it's being shady, and it goes to show that you're insecure as, like, a person. First of all, trans women, we're not here, like, we don't need a whole fucking biology test, from biology lesson, exam, all that shit from all of you cis women. We know that we're trans. Like, we don't need to be reminded, like, oh, you're trans, or you're a man, like, or you're born a man. Like, we all know we're born. We all know this. We know because we took these steps to get here. So we know what we've been through. We don't need to be reminded. And we're not trying to be cis women. We're not trying to be like women. Like, I hate when some women tell me, like, oh, you know you can't get pregnant. I guess you're the smartest person in the room. Like, clearly, I don't want to be a biological woman because it is impossible. It's not going to happen. Not a biological woman. I am a trans woman. And all that means is I'm just a different kind of woman. My womanhood has a different path than yours, which is fine because there's all different kinds of women. There's like different races, different looks, different, hair textures. There's different women, there's different men, there's all different kinds of people. So I feel like when cis women are like, oh, trans women are not real women, y'all not real. We never said we wanted to be y'all. We said we wanted to be us. And who we are is trans women. Where it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Like, and if you think that, oh, trans women are y'all trying to be better than real women and cis women, then that just goes to show how you feel about yourself, because nobody's better than nobody, sweetie. I'm just here like you are. I just showed up like you did. So when I walk through the room, if that gets more attention, I can't help that. I can't help that this is how I look. Or when trans women walk in the room, because her presence is so well known and it's just this air about her that people, can't help but to look, and it attracts them. That has nothing to do with her. It's just something that she's been born with, or she's developed over time of discovering herself. So, therefore, learn that about yourself. Be content with who you are, and stop coming down on us trans women because, oh, you're trying to be us women. No, sweetie, we are just a different kind of woman. I'm my own type of woman. I'll never be you. I'll never try to tear down another kind of woman because of who she is or her story, any of that. No, I'm not her. So, yes, I'm nothing like you. But I also think that that's really important for our younger trans girls to know, like our teenagers who are trans. Don't let anyone validate your womanhood. Don't let your validation of who you are come from anyone. Let it come from yourself, because then it will be permanent and it'll last longer. Because if you get your validation, if it comes from other people, then it's only temporary and it won't last, and it'll be back at square one. So, be content with who you are, know who you are, know why you are doing this, show up and be present, and let them know. So that's that's pretty much it. And overall, what I want to say, like how I want to end this video, is kind of just me ranting. There's things that I just wanted to get off my chest. So yeah, overall, I'll know the disrespect is disrespectful. Overall, when you are coming off rude, entitled, arrogant, ignorant, all that is just disrespectful. I feel like everyone, even LGBT people, all people, we must respect each other. We must respect each other's differences. We must be tolerant of each other and people's opinions, because we all don't have to be the same. And no one is greater than anybody else. No one's better than anyone else. You may be better at something, but your life or your existence isn't better than another person's. And I just want everyone to remember to be kind, be sweet, and just be a nice person, just be a nice person. And be tolerant. So 2020, be tolerant and be aware and don't be ignorant. I'm sorry about this glare that's happening, but just be more aware, be more cautious of how you're making people feel, what it is that you're saying, and think before you speak, think before you act, and think before you do. So on that note, if you guys like this video, comment down below. Tell me about how you feel about this video. Tell me your opinions. If you agree, then, comment down below. If you disagree, comment down below. If there's anything that you want me to touch on, comment it all down below. And if you guys want videos like this, let me know as well in the description. Not description, the comments. And and follow me in the description box. All my social media will be linked, and all of that stuff. So subscribe, like, and until next time, everybody, stay beautiful, stay kind, and stay humble, I guess.